Hi guys, Wolfgang here. Welcome to this new video on my channel. You probably know this. If you have already implemented a multilingual Typo3 website, then you know this process. You create a page, maybe add content to it, then you have to prepare this page for the different languages. Then you have to translate the page, so to speak, and then in the next step you start translating the individual content elements in copy mode or in translate mode and so on. You know this? And these are always a few steps, and in this video I would like to show you a method how the whole thing goes much faster. So stay tuned. I recently, I think that was during a Twitch stream, stumbled across an extension which I wanted to show you here. We just go directly to my screen. This is the extension Auto Translate, which we see here, from Mike Zimmer from the agency Thiele and AMP Close GmbH. We see the extension is not very old yet. The first upload was on October 12, 2023. And yes, I took a look at it a few weeks ago, I think on Twitch, and found it very interesting, very useful. And now I just want to show it to you. We can install it as normal via Composer or via the extension manager. I'll do that here in my installation. This is now a local installation. So that went very quickly here. And before we go into the backend, another look at the documentation. Here it is very well explained how to set up the whole thing. The whole thing is controlled via the site configuration. And what we also need for this is an API key. We see that here from DeepL. DeepL is this translation service. We see that here. I use it very much. It is also very good. And here you can get an API key, either here or you can, if you have an account, go to your account settings. There it is also to be found. I'm not going to show that now because I think you'll be able to do it. And there is also a free version, so you don't have to invest money right away, but you can test the whole thing first. And depending on the scope of your translations, this free API key is probably enough. So I'll go straight to the back end of my installation and go here to the site configuration. The whole thing is configured there, and you see I have already set up my installation here in multiple languages. I have 3 languages here. German is the default language, and then English and French as additional languages. We go into the site configuration and now find these new fields here. Here I have to copy this API key. I save the whole thing directly. Then we go on to Auto Translate. And here we can activate that first. There are 2 options here. Enable auto translation for pages or here below for TT content. We can activate both. And here I have to say in which languages I want to translate by default. We see here 1 equals English, 2 equals French. So these are the language UIDs. I can also see if that's really true for me. But that should fit. 1 equals English, 2 equals French. Yes, that fits so far. So I can do that right here. Then I can decide here which field should be translated. Now in the page context, of course, that would be the title, possibly the nav title if you use that, subtitle and so on. You can, of course, also, if you use the description, you can add that here. SEO title. You can, of course, also just copy and paste everything in here. That would be the easiest for demo purposes, that I copy them in here. File references. You can also think about whether you want to do that. I'll leave that out now. I do the same for TT content. Here I also want to automatically translate in both languages. And here I just take all the fields that exist for the sake of simplicity. Also here for the SY's file reference. So the references of images, we can take everything with us here. I'll save that again. And in the last step, we have to go into the language configuration here. We still have to make a few adjustments here. I'll open the English language here, and I have to select the target language here. So in which language should it be translated? That would be English in this case. And then I have the choice between English British or English American. I'll take American now. And I have to do the same for French in my case. Target language is, in this case, French. Save. And now I can create a page here. I'll just create a new page here somewhere. I'll call it demo. I can also activate it. And now I'm going to create some content in the standard language. I'll just pause the video for a moment. I don't have to show you that now, I think. So I've now created a bit of text here. I've just let it generate via ChatGPT. And what happened in the background now, what I haven't noticed yet, and translation has now been created automatically. We'll see that when we switch here, I can now switch to my English version, for example. And I can see this text right here. I can also switch to the language comparison here and go to all languages here. Then I see that I've just created the German text and the element has now been translated automatically in the background into my defined languages. And I think that's pretty cool. Here we have a bit of a display problem, I think. That's because here, well, it doesn't show me everything here. We see the original text is a bit longer. I'll go in here for a moment, and here we see that actually. Yes, the text is there, but it's somehow shorter. I'm not sure if it really translated everything. In any case, the breaks don't quite match here either. Now it looks different here. Okay, maybe that was just some kind of display problem. The text seems to have been completely translated. What needs to be checked here now? The pictures don't seem to be there now. I had also added a picture to it. Okay, that's deactivated here. That's interesting. Yes, I can't edit this here. Let's test how it looks in the front end. I've already had the German version displayed here. And then let's take a look at the English one. Yes, that's right. The picture is not there. And the picture also seems to be missing in French. But that's probably more of a problem in my configuration here, I think. I'd have to check that again. I don't think it's because of the extension, but it's more of a problem in my site configuration here, I think. But I think that's very cool. So I really didn't have to do anything regarding these translations. I just applied the German text, and in the background it was automatically translated. I can show you that again. I'm going to add a German element here. I'll just call it another headline. And now it was applied directly one-to-one. And I think that's really cool. That saves me a few clicks. Especially if you're setting up a new page, where you're constantly adding some content. Also for editors, of course, it's very cool that you can save a lot of time here with many texts. Are the translations always perfect? Probably not. If you let a professional look at it again, he can certainly improve a lot. But I say, for many applications, that should be enough. Now I'm curious about your opinion. What do you think of the extension? Do you have applications where you can use it? Do you even have it in use? Let me know in the comments. And if you liked the video, then please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and then hopefully we'll see you in a future video. Take care. See you then.